Good morning, class 11th Commerce. This is your subject Economics, chapter 2, Collection of Data, lecture number 5. In this lecture, we shall discuss about collection of secondary data and its sources, advantages and disadvantages of collecting secondary data. And before starting the lecture, let me share with you an information. See, this is my email ID ptsharma28@gmail.com. Daily, whatever the written homework is given to you, you have to mail that homework on this ID. Clear? Okay. So let's begin with our topic, collection of secondary data. Fine. See, previously we did collection of primary data. See now, collection of data, two sources, published sources and unpublished sources. So let's begin with the published sources. See, official publication of central government, publication of semi-government statistical organization, publication of research institutions, publications of commercial and financial institutions, reports of various committees and commissions appointed by the government, newspapers and periodicals, international publications. So whatever is published by these institutions and publications, and you are collecting the data from those publications, that means you are collecting the secondary data. You are taking the help of those institutions, those commissions which already collected the data for some other purpose. Clear? See, ministries of central and state government in India publish a variety of statistics as their routine activity. As these are published by the government, data are fairly reliable. Semi-government bodies such as metropolitan councils publish data relating to education, health, birth rate, death rate. So you can easily rely the data because these are published by the government institutions. Clear? Committees and commissions appointed by the government also furnished a lot of statistical information in their report. Finance Commission, Monopolies Commission, Planning Commission, these are some of the commissions in India which supply detailed statistical information in their reports. Some of the big trade association, they also supply various information regarding the trading activities. For example, Sugar Mills Association publish information regarding sugar mills in India. So it depends upon your research area, that what type of information you require. Then publish various research institution like National Council of Applied Economics Research publish a variety of statistical information as their regular feature. Fine. Indian Statistical Institute, National Sample Survey Organization, some international institutions like IMF, International Monetary Fund, UNO, World Bank, International Labour Organization. These are what? These are international publications, international institutions, and they publish variety of information, statistical information. And if you collect those statistical information, it will form a part of statistical secondary data. Clear? Individual research scholars, those people who do PhD, they also publish variety of data. Clear? Now second is unpublished sources. Various sources of unpublished statistical material such as records maintained by private firms or business enterprises who may not likely to release their data to any outside agency, the various departments and offices of central and state government, the research carried out by the scholars in the universities or research institution. So these are those data which are not published anywhere. Fine. These are unpublished data. And these data are collected by the government organization, generally for their self-use or office record. So these unpublished numerical information may be used as secondary data. Fine. Are you clear with this? Published and unpublished. Suppose I am doing any research work, I publish my work in any of the journal, in any of the magazine. So if you as a student take the help of any of my research paper which I have published in any magazine, so that will be known as secondary data collection. Clear? Or it may be unpublished source also. In some of the cases, inquiry are conducted, data are classified and analyzed, but due to some reason or other findings are published through they are preserved either by the individual or either by individual or other findings that are published, they are preserved either by the individual or society. They can also be used by the investigators as secondary data. Now see, there is a green line written at the end of this slide. See, primary and secondary sources of data by Ajay, Anoj and Gokul. So they have done some research in that area. Clear? Now see, advantages of secondary data. Inexpensive, easily accessible, immediately available, will provide essential background and help to clarify or refine research problem, essential for literature review. Secondary data sources will provide research method alternatives. We also alert the research to any potential difficulties. Are you clear with this? What are the advantages now? Okay, it is inexpensive. You just have to take the data from the journals, magazine. You can easily get the data online. So it is easily accessible. You can easily get that data. It is not that much costly and it is immediately available. At your one click in your mobile phone, you can easily get the data. And will provide essential background and help to clarify or refine the research problem. What is literature review here? Literature review here means whatever material is published related to that particular topic or the research problem. You can get that topic or the idea about that research problem online or in whatever source you want to get, newspaper, magazine or journal if available there. Fine. Secondary data sources will provide research method alternatives. It is giving you an alternative ना, right? That you have so many sources. आप चाहे वर्ल्ड बैंक की रिपोर्ट उठाइए, आप चाहे यूएनओ की रिपोर्ट उठाइए, आईएमएफ की रिपोर्ट उठाइए. So it will provide you with the best alternatives. आप मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सेंट्रल स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इनकी रिपोर्ट्स उठाइए. You will get the variety of data. Clear? Will also alter the researcher to any potential difficulties. Whatever difficulties you are getting in your report or in collecting those methods, this secondary data will clarify all your doubts. Because see, government अगर कोई data collect कर रही है, it is the most reliable source. And whatever the conclusion you have in your mind, that will be clarified by these reports collected by the government or the semi-government organization. Are you clear with these points? So, collection of data, two sources, published source and unpublished source. Published source we have done, unpublished also we have done. Now see, what are the disadvantages? I have written by mistake 2 times disadvantages and disadvantages. Sorry for that. It's only one time. Disadvantages of secondary data. Number 1 is quality of research. See, if I am personally collecting the data, if an investigator is personally collecting the data, that is what primary data is all about, it has better quality, because government or the data which you are collecting from the newspaper or any other source, they have collected it for some other purpose. So there are difference in the goals. The quality will differ. Not specific to researchers' needs. Sometimes possible that whatever you need, they are not providing that material. They are giving some other kind of information which you don't require. Then incomplete information, that I told you, information may be incomplete, because suppose they want to study only 50% of the population, you want to study 100% population, it will differ. Now the precautions to be taken while using secondary data. Suitable purpose of investigation. What does this mean? This means that the investigator must ensure that the data are suitable for the purpose of inquiry or not. Clear? Suitable purpose of investigation, you must remember as an investigator that the data which you are collecting, will that suit the aim of your inquiry? Will that suit the purpose of your inquiry or not? Second point, inadequate data. Adequacy, corrective data. Adequate data means corrective data is to be judged in the light of the requirement of the survey as well as the geographical area covered by the available data. Suppose I want to study the classroom behavior of all the students in private schools. That means I need to cover all the private schools in the country. Clear? Third point is definition of units. Investigator must ensure that the definition of units which are used by him are the same as in the earlier investigation. Whatever units you are, suppose I am saying that I am collecting the data per 1,000 people. So it should not be there that second time if you are collecting the data, you are collecting per lakh people. No. If you are saying per 1,000, it should be per 1,000. If you are saying per 100 people, per 100 people. So units should not get differ. Fine. Degree of accuracy. Investigator should keep in mind the degree of accuracy maintained by each investigator. Clear? Your data should be well accurate. It should not be collected in the haphazard manner. Fine. See, accuracy of data should be checked. If the available data do not conform to your required degree of accuracy, this should be discarded. Fifth point, time and condition of collection of data. It should be noted that before making use of available data, to which period and condition the data was collected. That means one should make sure of the period of investigation as well as the condition of investigation. Suppose data collected during war times may not be suitable to generalize certain facts during peace times. मैं अगर 1947 का डेटा उठा के आज 2020 में कंपेयर करूंगी, will it be feasible? Is it a good decision? No. Comparison, the data should be comparable. Time checking, the use of secondary data must do test checking and see the totals and rates have been correctly calculated or not. That means you have to recheck your data whether you have written everything correct or not. whether the percentage or the totals or every sum up you have done correct or not. That is test checking. Homogeneous condition. It is not safe to take published statistics as their face value without knowing their means, values, and limitations. I am taking the help of published source. Suppose International Monetary Fund has published something in its report, and I am taking that data, but I don't know the purpose why IMF collected this data. What वो क्या करना चाहता था IMF इस डेटा से? So I need to know the limitations, means and values from where I am generating the secondary data. Now, what is the nature of secondary data? Secondary data are pieces of information that have been gathered and only might be relevant to the problems at hand. Primary data, in contrast, are surveys, observations, or the experiment data collected to solve the particular problem under investigation. Fine. So that means secondary data is the pieces of information that have been gathered and might be relevant to the problems at hand. Whereas primary data is just the personal contact with the respondents and to obtain the relevant information. Now, difference between primary and secondary data. I know this we have done in the previous lectures too, but not in the tabular form. So, this is the difference in the tabular form. Originality. Primary data is original. Secondary data is not original. Use of time. In primary data, these data time and money is used considerably, whereas in secondary data, time and money are not given a significant importance or significant role. They are not playing that. Editing. No editing is required because they are originally collected, whereas in secondary data, editing is required. Fine, because there are sometimes lots of information published, sometimes there is less information published but you require more. So you need to do some kind of editing in secondary data. Clear? Pre-questions. No special pre-question is required in primary data, but in secondary data pre-questions are necessary, and we have discussed just 2 minutes before in the particular lecture only. Then biasness. Primary data do not contain any biased behavior. It is not biased. It is not partial. Whereas secondary data may be partial, may be biased. Because it is the role of investigator. Investigator modifies the data. He do some editing in the data to make the data relevant. Because he has obtained the data from other source. And there is editing required. Are you clear with this? Differences between primary data and secondary data. Originality, use of time, editing, pre-question, biasness. Primary data is original, secondary data is not original. Primary data consider time and money, secondary data do not consider time and money. Primary data, editing is not required, whereas editing is required in the secondary data. Then pre-question, no specific pre-question are required in the primary data, but you can say that training of the investigator. Clear with the differences? Okay. So your homework is, there is no written homework. You will just revise your chapter number 2, collection of data for the assignment work. In the next video lecture, I'll give you the assignment to solve. Fine. In the beginning of this lecture, I have provided you the email ID and you will mail your assignment on that. After doing your homework, you will take a picture of that homework and you will mail that pic on my email ID. Fine. So revise chapter number 2.